So today I'm taking you for a walk because the work I did with Timmy yesterday, and also a couple of other things, like he called me a couple of times to come out to him physically, and then we've also worked a little bit with his anxiety in I use crystals. Michaela is amazing with light and feeling into what needs some light to be open up into a healing space. So we left a little pinprick of healing space, healing light within his solar plexus. And this morning when I got up, as soon as I went to see him, I felt a lot of anxiety in me, and I do follow my intuition these days, and I thought, well, is this mine or is this his? And in order to separate the two out, and you can hear in my voice how out of breath this anxiety is making me, I needed to separate myself from him, so I decided to walk. I don't want to have this conversation with him. He's working through his own anxieties and coming into himself, and I can sense that, and that takes time. I don't want to add to him, add to his issues. I need to talk through something with myself, which is, why do I feel so anxious about having the Timmy that is underneath the cribber, having that amazing animal full of confidence, self-esteem, and just wanting a purpose in life. Why does that make me anxious? And there's probably a lot here around, firstly, am I good enough for him? And I suppose that's a mirror of him. Because I've had a conversation with him about being good enough as well. Am I good enough for him? I mean, a couple of times I've mentioned I'm not a good rider, I'm too big for him. I don't walk the horses out very often because I sense that, or I think that they don't want to go out on their own. Now, is that my anxiety going deep about being on my own with a horse, and whether, because I always feel safer in the herd as well. So it's interesting, isn't it, that I can wander around a herd of animals, even ones that I don't know, and feel safe. But yet, as soon as it comes to a one-on-one relationship, and there we go, a one-on-one relationship with somebody, I wonder what that means. I get a bit anxious, taking one of them out for a walk, having a conversation with one of them was quite difficult the first time I did that. So this is something I need to address here about my confidence in being my truth in a one-on-one relationship. That's something to contemplate. So I'm going to contemplate that and see if I can bring my breathing back, because I'm not breathing properly and I'm not walking fast. I'm probably walking faster than I normally do because of how my body feels right now, which is, I'm in flight mode. Isn't that interesting? So let's just feel that. And I'm sharing these ramblings because I feel that others need to know that we all have this stuff. However confident we may look, we all have this stuff underneath. It'll all be different. But we can bring it up, we can look at it. And feel how it feels in our body. What is it doing to our body? I mean, if I'm feeling this level of breathing difficulty with dealing with this particular issue, this particular feeling that's come up around one-on-one relationships and being good enough, is that a mirror of, is that what, am I being Timmy? And therefore, because I'm Timmy, Timmy is a cribber. It continues to crib until I can release it. I wouldn't say, I mean, when he started cribbing, I have no idea. He came to me when he was 12, I think, yeah. So, but this is like if we look at the trust technique says that there's 3 ways we share feelings. We share feelings. An animal can share its feelings with us when it trusts us, and we share our feelings with animals. If we're stressed, they'll feel that, and if an animal has been hurt, we'll know that. We'll feel it. So that's both of those ways. But then the life attraction, and you see, the more I talk about this, the more out of breath I get. And it's interesting because it's obviously coming up quite from a deep place to do with my breathing. And I do hold my breath quite a lot, particularly when I am sort of doing, I don't know, focused on something. I sort of hold, and yeah, maybe I don't know where I'm focused to hold my breath like that, but I think it's going to be a long walk. Where was I? So life attraction. I wonder if Timmy and I have a life attraction in a way. We buried so much over the years, kept ourselves to ourselves. I mean, I live in a remote place. My husband likes to be on his own, likes to be, I mean, am I reflecting that? Is he reflecting that on me as well? We get on with things, but we're not gregarious people by any stretch of the imagination. So these relationships with others, is that a persona? The confidence that I put in with that, is that a persona? I don't know. Or maybe, I mean, I know I've done quite a bit of work with this so far, with which was quite recently actually. It was a paradox of not wanting to be abandoned, but also not wanting the, what's the word? I suppose obligation of a relationship with people. And when I say people, I'm not talking necessarily just about a relationship with a person. It's friendship. It's all about other people. And when I was doing the trust technique course of this, when I first started doing the consultation section to become a practitioner, one of the first things I said to myself was, I'm going to really struggle with this because I'm not a fan of people. And but I've actually come to really, there's a deer down there, so is that a deer or is that I think that might be a rabbit, or it could be a dog. The hunters might be out. So I'm just, a lovely lake there, so I'm still out of breath. I'm just I suppose it's like Timmy. This is layers. It's onion. It's the onion again. It's very much about bringing these things up to the surface, knowing where you feel them in your body. Because I'm pretty sure I've dealt with a lot of... I know I've dealt with that paradox because my body, when it was ready to bring that out, I had to do quite a bit of work just to let go of where those feelings originated from, and then allow my body to heal. And I did that with energy as well, with acupuncture, Chinese massage, and it's not gone back so far. So I think that was good. That really worked actually. And my body feels good, and I started walking again, which is great. My back has relaxed and is not protecting itself so much. But now we're on to the next thing. And what that taught me was to listen to my body and work with what my body was telling me to work with. And this is so important because so many times our bodies tell us something, and it's a little bit like when the horses go, they'll the first time that we invade their space without permission, they might just flick an ear back and say, "Oi, don't be rude." But as we constantly do it, their reaction or response to us gets bigger and bigger until you may have a biting horse or a kicking horse. And then we go, oh my, what have we done? Why am I getting this behaviour? Without, and I think we need to think of our bodies like that a little bit. Yeah, it's a dog. If we don't feel and deal with what our body is telling us and let go of the emotions, our body will keep on coming back and telling us, and it will get worse and worse. And in a way, chronic conditions occur because of that in us. And if you look at Timmy's behaviour, that is chronic. That is something, that is his response to anything that brings up any sense of anxiety. But it's also a behaviour, a habitual behaviour now. When there's a human, he will crib. When there's food, he will crib. When there's, I couldn't tell you how long he cribs in a day. But it is a habitual behaviour. It's like smoking. How many cigarettes do you smoke a day, and why? Because it's a habit. It's not that you need it. This lovely little dog. He's a hunting dog, but he's a lost, I think, because I can't see. He's got a scent or something. There he goes. Straight down to the road. Oh, the hunters are over there. I can see them. Let's just hope they don't think I'm a deer. Okay. So by going into my head a little bit, I've actually started to breathe a little bit better. But that's not the reaction, that's a reaction to distract myself. So I distract myself by overthinking, thinking about something else from what I was trying to look at, which is the anxiety. So releasing this should help my breathing. And I also have, you know, sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't breathe, and I have to sort of say to myself, breathe. So yeah, plus the damage I've done to I'm an ex-smoker, so I've done a lot of damage to my lungs over the years. I've probably not had a cigarette now for 10 years, maybe. So maybe my body is ready for a little bit more healing in my lungs. Oh. So purpose. Finding my true self is being able to breathe when I'm in myself. And my body responds. My body doesn't want me to be in myself. Be true to myself in a way. Now it's a strange thing to say, I know. Very strange thing to say. Oh, we got a hunter's messing around. I just got to make sure I don't get shot. This is why I never take the horses out for walks anyway on the weekend. We have to get loads and loads of high vis on, and I don't dress my horses, so yeah, it's not fun for them. Plus I always feel a little bit anxious when the hunters are out, because cars will just drive up the tracks like that, or there'll be a pack of dogs suddenly come across our path. It's better to, I'm lucky I live in an area where they only hunt at the weekend. In some areas of France they still hunt, and they pretty much hunt the whole season every day. There is a big movement to stop hunting here. When that will happen, I don't know. Anyway, so how do I mean Mrs. Brave Pants? Well, I think, I've shared all that, and I'm in a place where it is healing. It is not. I've bought loads and loads of stuff has come up over the couple of years. I'm not sure. I love working with people now. Built some nice relationships actually, and honest relationships. Me and my husband are talking more about let's put it this way. I talk about my feelings a lot easier with my husband than I used to. And that's improved our relationship a little bit as well. So maybe I'm in this. I am in the same place as Timmy, where we just really need to push our way through now into healing, allowing ourselves to let go of hiding stuff. Yeah, that feels good. We need to allow ourselves to let go because there's no reason to do it anymore. We can't find this is an interesting feeling that's just come over me. I can't find a reason to hide anymore. So let that settle a little bit. Let it settle. I can't find a reason to hide my truth. And therefore, I do not have a reason to hide my truth. Oh wow, that feels nice. I do not have a reason to hide my truth. I'll tell you what, there's something in this talking to yourself. You should all try it sometime. Just go and talk to yourself and ask yourself how you feel and why. What's going on in your body? Why? So, something to process there. There is no reason to hide my truth. I suppose if I talk it through a little bit more, if I'm talking my truth and I'm walking my truth, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing will happen because you're walking and talking your truth. Truth is truth. There's no story to attach to it. So we're going to drop all the stories, really, too. Drop the stories. And this I need to do for Timmy as well. I need to drop my stories of him. And I believe that I can do. He's going to come into himself, and he's going to do it. And I can feel this now, and it makes me smile. He's going to do this, coming into himself through our partnership.